Welcome back to the InScentive Collection. I be the host, Brandon, and today we have an exciting day. Okay, we are getting into some green sapphire. All right, green sapphire. Isn't that also called emerald? I'm not sure. Maybe those are two different stones. Anyway, the point is we're gonna have an exciting video today. We are getting into Boadicea, mamacita. Bam! There it is. Check it out. It's glorious. It's glorious. That's a very pretty bottle. Very pretty bottle. I like it. Very symmetrical. Symmetry. So, before we do anything, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Participate, join. And without further ado, we have the decant right here, ladies and gentlemen. Bam! Oh, wow. Look at that. Focus. Oh, all eyes on me. Oh, no. That's crazy. There it is. Bam. All right. All right. Bam. I gave it a little too much to handle. I'm full of energy, guys. All right. But let's go ahead and get this on skin. All right. Now, I did try this earlier. It was a day ago. Shout out to the big homie, the big brother, the future luminaire, right? The future millionaire, the luminaire. All right. So I did try this out, but we're going to go ahead and get this on the back of the wrist and see what we got here. Bam. Look at that. Good distribution. So it's interesting. It's called green sapphire, right? Because, well, let's get into some of the blurbiage, right? All right. Green sapphire is a perfume of contemplation, wisdom, tranquility, and calm. A primeval note of green in the heart gives the composition to its singular personality, excluding the familiar scent of petrolic terpenes that pulls us deep into the darkening forest. The opening of the notes, saffron, raspberry, and a bruised violet, allow the burgeoning forest vibe of fragrant rosin to swell. There are natural fixatives of pine oil that smooth and soften the surrounding material. The base notes are woody, earthy, a shot through with spicy oud, underlining the verdant, bewitching tones and mysteries of green sapphire. Okay, that makes sense, because I was looking at green sapphire and I was like, man, it's green sapphire. Sapphire's a rock. I'm getting pine, and that's definitely what's in here. They have the notes listed in your top notes. Your first impression is what they're calling it, or what they're saying it is. Saffron, violet leaf, raspberry, liqueur accord. In the heart notes, these shine through once the top notes fade. Pine needle, violet leaves, cashmere, musk, and in the base, notes that remain with you. Amber, sandalwood, cedarwood, patchouli, argylwood, and musk, along with vanilla. All right. So, why can't I say this word? Primeval? I can't believe I can't say this word. Anyway, so there's a lot of talk on this on the internet. I've seen this fragrance a lot. Primeval. Anyway, it's not unfamiliar, right? So when I smell this, interesting. So what I will say is this. Raspberry definitely comes out. It's got a fruity nature to it, but it's not like youthful, like it's like like an older raspberry, like one that's like at the tip of its lifespan. It's not as vibrant. It's not as vibrant and fruity as you would think. It's a very mature raspberry. Like it's been rolling around in the dirt. I'm getting cedar for sure. The cedar it's a darker cedar. It's not like your wood shop cedar. It's like a dark cedar. Like I would think like this is like a finished product that you would buy from some type of high end place, right? Like this is not, you know, Home Depot cedar. This is, you know, some type of product that has been manufactured and is shipped and ready to buy, if that makes sense. There's saffron in here, but it's not. It's like, interestingly enough, and saffron is one of my favorite notes, if not my favorite note. Because there's like a rubberiness to it. It smells really good. What I will say is like it's equally vocal as the raspberry, which is very interesting because saffron is usually like pretty dominant, and it's kind of like a hate it or love it type of fragrance, but not in this case. That's what I'm predominantly getting. That's what I'm predominantly getting. Now, what comes to mind? It reminds me of African Oliphant. It also reminds me of Nishane's Mana. More so Mana than anything. This definitely smells like your oud rose fragrance. Like it's in the ballpark of that, but the raspberry makes it more sweet than it makes it flowery. What I will say is this fragrance is not inexpensive. 100 ml is $935. A scent that breathes like the forest. A blend of smoky pine, saffron lace, raspberry, and earthy oud. What I will say is this is very sophisticated. It might be going over my head, to be honest, because like I'm getting nuances that I'm not used to getting. Like it's not uncommon for like a major part of the fragrance to come out later. It is uncommon for me to smell multiple facets of that happening throughout the mid to. It's still changing like significantly. Now I'm getting way more of the saffron and the raspberry starting to reduce itself, and it is giving it that rubbery appeal. Interesting. Interesting. Um, all jokes aside, like I do this something about this says forest. I know it says pine needles and all that jazz, and it also says smoky, which I'm not. There is a smokiness to this, but it's not like a listed note. Yeah, it's getting more and more smokier, but it's not like. It reminds me of when we used to smoke on the grill back when I was a lot younger. It's more of like the smoke and not necessarily the wood that you use to smoke, if that makes sense. I know those like they can kind of seem like they're one and the same, but they're not. This thing is still changing. Interesting. Okay, this is nothing like Mana or African Oliphant. Let me just go ahead and take that out now. This has gone in a completely different direction. Sure, it has musk. Sure, it has like a smokiness to it. Sure, but it's doing so much more than that. Um, Hmm. This smells, it does smell expensive. There's nothing out of place with this fragrance. It's a very smooth, complete smell. From the start to finish, there's nothing harsh. There's nothing that comes out that's like, what is that? And then it kind of recedes. Like, it's just developing. This is impressive. This is impressive. This is a very multifaceted, very layered experience. Probably one of the most nuanced fragrances I've ever smelled. It's not the loudest, right? If you want a loud fragrance, Frederick Mall fragrances are loud, and change up. This is more subtle. It's more, now that's not to say that it's not a strong fragrance. I didn't spray all that much. It is strong, but it's more so like, it's more so all about development. And it's maintaining this level of freshness, but it's not like a clean fresh. It's not like a soapy fresh, anything like that. It's like a forest type of fresh, like a deep green type of fresh. The sapphire is the saffron is very present. It's not my favorite saffron, but it's certainly not bad. This is a very tamed saffron. Like, this saffron is like, this fragrance is not giving it the space to to run through, which is not bad. So those are my initial thoughts, my opinions, my malapropisms and misenunciations of words. Overall, I am intrigued and impressed. Would I spend $1,000 on this? That's something that I'll have to figure out over multiple sprays. It's certainly unique. It's certainly unique. I've never smelled anything like this. Like I said, it started off in a familiar area and it just kind of took off. So those are my thoughts, my opinions. What do you guys think? Have you tried green saffron? What do you think of this house? Boadicea. Boadicea. The Victorious. The Victorious one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. One thing I know for sure, YouTube is making some excellent recommendations right now. Check them out. I will catch you in the next one.